morning, everyone. Welcome back. We're in the middle of the COVIDs, and anyway.
The COVIDs.
So how was the quarantine and everything else? So Terry, what have you been doing during the whole quarantine?
Hello, everyone. Good to be back. What have I been doing? I have been writing Magic House 2, and I
Nice.
actually finished it, and it's moving right along.
Wow, fantastic. That's amazing.
Yeah. So you sit around and do nothing for long enough, and you have to do something. And write was my way to survive it.
Yeah, it's the perfect time to sit down and actually get some writing done.
Yeah.
I finished a pretty horrible, awful story called Punch.
It's not horrible writing. It's horrible the story.
Well, the anti-hero is yeah, he's kind of hell on wheels, but
Yeah.
in the end, I end up saving him.
Well, don't tell them the end.
Well, it's not the end. You have to read and figure out
Yeah,
how
okay.
and why he gets saved. So and it was interesting because as I was writing it, I found I despised his coworkers and his boss far more than I despised him. So
Yeah. See, that's good. So you found something in that
yeah, I mean,
settled you.
well, and in writing villains, nobody is 100% evil. There's people do bad things out of good intentions, or they hit a point of frustration and blow up. But nobody is. I mean, to see something that's 100% evil, like that complete evil villain, is pretty rare.
Right,
So,
right. And I found that in Magic House 2, which is Magic House Mermaid, or Mer Kingdom, as I think is what, or I don't know, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to title it, but Magic House meets the Mer Kingdom, or something along those lines. But yeah, my villain had a saving grace at the end.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, for me, I don't know. I have a hard time writing. I don't have a hard time writing villains per se, but I have a hard time just
Making them so awful that they
just letting them just crash and burn.
Yeah.
I'm like
no redeeming qualities.
Right. So everybody, no matter how awful or evil they may be written, like I said, there's always some way. I think there's always some portion of good inside of just about everybody. So
I think so too. I would like to think that anyway.
Yeah.
Most everybody has a good something.
Right.
May not be their dominant feature, but
Right.
it's something.
Or they may be misguided, or so.
Something horrible happened somewhere along the line and
Right. So
act the wrong way.
what you wrote kind of a little short story here.
Well, last time we got together, I think that was a long time ago.
It was. It's
My
been a while.
fingernails look terrible. You can see how long it's been. The purple is the original, and the underneath it's gross. I know. Anyway, we talked about this picture of your bluebird with the girl flying on it,
Right.
and we were going to write a story together.
Right.
And I was supposed to start it. Well, I started it, and then
And I dropped the ball. I'm
and
sorry.
no, you did. But last night I decided I didn't like what I wrote. It wasn't good enough, and so I rewrote it. So I rewrote the beginning, and
wow. Okay.
I started it with Carmela, this little girl on a bird,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a princess in a kingdom, and it's been raining a lot, and rain stops and she sneaks out the window and goes and gets her bird that's the size of a horse, and they go for a ride, and of course it's the middle of the night and they're not supposed to be out, and the evil spaceship flies over and gobbles them up. Now it's your turn. So I got us there.
Right.
So now you're on the spot. Let's
That's
go.
right. That's right. All right. Well, it looks like I got my work cut out for me, and I'll definitely get to work on it.
I don't know. I didn't know what we were going to talk about today, so I decided I'd bring this in.
Yeah, it's been so long since we've kind of had just any kind of a conversation about anything really. It's been, and you've been at work on the second book of Magic House, and we have just been.
I'm really excited about it. It's
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be, you're gonna like it. Yeah, they try to put all the pieces together to Magic House.
Nice.
Magic House gets sick, and they try to figure out why and what the solution is. So.
All right, that sounds really really interesting. So.
I think it's gonna be good.
And especially if you end up saving your villain too, that's always a nice twist.
Well, he's got saved, but he didn't get saved, so you gotta read it to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. You want to read it out loud?
Sure.
Okay. Go.
Okay. Carmela's okay. Now let's show the picture real quick. It's a girl riding on a bluebird at night. And she's holding berries in her hand. It's kind of a surreal picture, but actually it's my computer wallpaper. Okay, so here's what Terry wrote. Unless you want to read it yourself.
No, you go ahead. I don't read out loud well.
Okay. Carmela stretched out on the bed, closed her eyes, and listened to the rain pound on the thatched roof of her cabin as she'd done for the last week. The moist heat made her uncomfortable, almost sick to her stomach. She tossed and turned until she gave up and sat on the edge of her bed. Mom closed my window again, she said, and she threw it open. The rain had stopped, and a cool breeze puffed across her cheeks. Carmela stretched to look up into the sky. No rain. The clouds have broken apart, she whispered. I can see the waning crescent moon and brilliant stars sparkling across the sky. I'm going for a ride. The cupboard doors squeaked as Carmela opened them. She reached for her ruby pinafore and white blouse and slid the clothes on, then climbed out the window. The village glowed under the soft yellow light of the moon and stars, and the wet dirt smelled sweet. Happiness filled her soul until she felt like bursting. It's the first night of spring, and I'm free, she whispered into the night sky. A ride would be fabulous. Carmela knew that leaving the kingdom at night and without an escort would land her in trouble with her parents, the king and queen. But she'd sneaked away many times before and had gotten away with it. She didn't care. Her day had ended in court with her sisters tattling constantly, and she needed a release. What could go wrong on this quiet spring night? The aviary lay across the soggy paddock and amongst the trees of the forest. Carmela walked through the wide doors of the barn and clung close to the inside wall. One had to be mindful of birds that were the size of horses when walking beneath them. Each multicolored bird roosted on a perch high above the ground and as close to the ceiling as possible. A soothing variety of chirps reverberated from puffed-up birds as they slept with their heads tucked under their wings. Carmela's bird was more prominent than most. He sported cerulean feathers with a white underbelly. Tiny black pin feathers outlined each eye. She named him Trinity Blue when he was just a chick. The two had grown up together and spent every free minute, flying along the countryside. The ladder that led up to the rafters smelled of wet wood and mold. Carmela inched her way up in the dark until she reached the scaffolding, and then she walked the small slates of wood to Trinity Blue. She'd been in the aviary so many times the darkness didn't intimidate her at all. Trini, wake up, she whispered. He didn't budge. Trinity Blue, she said louder. He opened an eye and closed it. Trinity Blue will be home before they miss us, she whispered into the big bluebird's ear. Here, I picked this raspberry for you, just for you, Carmela said and waved the fruit in front of the bird's nose. He squinted and snuggled deeper into his feathers. Oh, come on, Trini, wake up. It stopped raining. He opened his eye again and surveyed the berry. That's it. Come on, we'll only be gone for a few minutes, I promise. Trinity Blue yawned, stretched out a foot and wing, spun around on his perch, and put his back to Carmela. His feathers puffed up again and he closed his eyes. Okay, I'll go see if Jaggers wants to go for a midnight cruise, Carmela said, and pretended to walk away. Trinity looked over his shoulder and smoothed his feathers. Now that's the spirit, she said, climbed onto his back and goosed him forward. Trinity Blue launched himself through the enormous open window and soared into the night sky. I promise our flight won't take long. It's so pretty outside, Carmela said and exhaled. Trinity Blue screeched his bird call and picked up speed. He flapped his wings, reached for the stars high above the Rel Kingdom, and then rode the air currents, feeling the autonomy they both coveted. Carmela stretched her arms wide, grasped the berry in one hand, and breathed in the fresh, brisk night air. Head for that tree, Trini. We'll share the berry. Carmela pointed to a large deciduous tree that was pushing green buds. Trinity Blue squawked and landed high at the top of the tree. Carmela gave him the first bite, and she nibbled on a single seed. Here, you can have the rest, she said, and held out the remainder of the berry. Trinity Blue gobbled it down as Carmela stretched out on his back with her hands beneath her head. She closed her eyes to dream. Moments later, Trinity Blue stiffened. Carmela patted his back and stroked his feathers. He gurgled deep in his throat. What is it, Trini? She said, and opened an eye. The stars and the moon had vanished with the darkened sky. Carmela sat up and saw what appeared as a giant cloud moving over the Ryle Kingdom. This doesn't look good. We'd better go, she whispered, and nudged Trinity Blue off the branch. He spread his wings and headed for the aviary. Faster and faster he flew, but the black mist continued to move in and cut off his flight path. Just then a massive door opened up on the underside of the cloud and swallowed him inside. It closed before Trinity Blue or Carmela could react.
That's pretty good not reading that ever.
Thank you. That's cool.
You like where it's going?
Yeah. So maybe it's a neighboring enemy kingdom that's come up with a new weapon or
something.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're up. So you get to write the next page, or whatever we're doing here.
All right. Anyway, so what do you think's going forward with the whole COVID thing? Looks like things are starting to open up again.
Looks like things are starting to open up. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm ready for it to open. I'm ready to get back to normal.
I'm ready for a haircut.
Me too. I'm ready for my nails to be done.
Right.
But yeah, I'm good. COVID's been good for book sales.
It's been good for a lot of things.
Yes, yeah. So that was one good positive thing that came out of it. I think is the book sales.
Congratulations.
So,
how many have you sold over the past?
Well, this last month to me it's good. I sold 21.
Wow, that's
and
fantastic.
5 of them were paperbacks. So.
All right.
So that's, for me, that's really good. I was excited about that.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, you're up.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
The baton has been passed. See
Yeah.
how good you really are?
Oh, I know I'm good. It's just I can't convince the readership that I am.
I know.
No, I
it's
know
hard.
with this.
Oh, with this? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
next Wednesday?
Yeah.
absolutely. Same bat
Yeah.
place, same bat channel.
Do you say that channel? Yeah. Everybody stay safe.
Yes.
Yep. Stay safe.